So this is our current walk. We are in that building right there. And we walk all the way here towards the buses. It's not a super long walk. It's probably one of the few perks that we have a bus stop so close. Everything is very spaced out. I think that's the way they wanted it. Parking is pretty good. We parked literally right in front of our room. We have a room set off in the back. And when we look out the front door, we can see our car, which is kind of nice because we just load the stroller in there. So that's another one of the perks, is there's plenty of parking spots, whereas other ones like Animal Kingdom that we stayed at, you've got a little bit of a walk if you have to get to your car because there's just one massive parking lot. Whereas here you can see it's more of a cottage setup. So your car is pretty much right there. It's all sectioned off, almost like an apartment. And this is the bus stop right here. So you can see it wasn't too bad of a walk. We're only at about the 2-minute mark or so. And this is the Turtle Pond stop. So not too bad of a walk. All right, so here is kind of a tour, I guess, of how you would get to the main area of Old Key West, and it's kind of one of the downsides to this resort. We stayed in the high 30s, building 38. You can see there is a pool over there in the 40s. But it's a tiny pool. It's not anything like the main pool. There's no slides. It's very small, limited size and seating. But, you know, to walk to the main area where you've got Olivia's and you've got the Gurgling Suitcase, if you want to go to the Conch Flat store, all that stuff, I mean, it's a little bit of a walk, you know, which if you're used to the, you know, setup where you just, you know, kind of open your door and walk down to the main lobby, something like Animal Kingdom Lodge or, you know, something like that. I keep comparing it to that because that's the last resort we stayed at. But, you know, if you stayed at like Pop Century, you know, this is more kind of set up like Coronado Springs. If you get a closer room, it's not that bad. You can see over here the high 20s, so these are rooms 28, 29. There you can see the main area here. So it's a little bit of a walk. So if you're, you know, walking to get drinks or something like that, I mean, that's kind of out of the way, which is a downer, you know. Right here, some of these rooms here, 23, 26, they're nice and close. And then over here, I don't know what buildings these are here. It'll say on the side. Yeah, 15 through 22. And then maybe if you got 11 through 14, those are pretty much the prime buildings to stay at. If you don't get these, plan on doing a lot of walking or taking buses around because it's it's just not it's not the closest walk. I mean, we had a stroller and 2 kids, and even, you know, my kids who they're not afraid to walk. Even they said, they go, man, this is a far walk. So, you know, if you're at the end of the day or something like that, or wanting to go somewhere, you pretty much got to hop in your car and drive there. I'm just going to the gym right now, and I mean, I could walk, it's just quicker. I mean, it's you know, 15 minutes, you know, 10-15 minute walk each way. So I'm just trying to get this done so it saves me time, but it's kind of inconvenient. At Animal Kingdom Lodge, I was just able to walk down. It was, you know, 2-3 minutes and I was at the gym. Here I got to get in the car, I got to drive the car. So if you're in, realistically, anything outside of room 22, like 11 and 14, again, this is prime real estate. You're literally right there. I guess the bonus too, if you stay in one of those rooms, you know, in the 30s or the 40s, is you have nice views of the golf course. I mean, it's, you know, it's okay. I mean, I guess it's nice, but it's not something that sells me on the room. I'm gonna have to straighten out here. I parked like a dummy. But it's the downside to this resort. I mean, some people say like, oh, it's great because it's spacious and it's spaced out. It is, but if you're, you know, just to get anywhere, there's just a lot of isolation. So that's kind of one of the downsides. But it's nice. It's just we're so used to just being able to walk down and then boom, we're at our resort. So it's pretty spaced out. So I'll give you guys a quick view of the main area where the pool is and everything right now. All right, so this is the main pool area, if you haven't guessed. So basically, for the COVID updates, you are not required to wear a mask if you are in the pool. The water slide, it says closed right now, but it was on the other day. I think it opens, the pool opened at 10. It's just about 10 o'clock right now. Normally they have little boat ferries that are kind of, I showed you that dock up there. The whole dock is closed. Normally this thing is spraying water and is more active, but I think they've turned a lot of the things off just to kind of dehinbit, if that's a word, people from gathering. It's still really nice scenery. Back here, there's a little kiddie pool I kind of walked by. There's definitely ample seating. I guess what's kind of weird is at all of the parks, they have certain areas blocked off with stickers that say don't sit here, or, you know, yada yada, keep physical distance. There's really none of that shown here, so I guess they're just hoping people kind of use their best judgment and not sit in these seats. But the playground is closed. The whole area here actually is closed due to COVID. So there are hammocks over here which are not closed, and there's volleyball, but I haven't seen anybody on it. So I assume that I've seen people on the hammocks. I have not seen anybody on any of the tennis courts or basketball courts at all. So this whole area appears to be open. I'm in an area that's closed, so I'm gonna leave now before I get yelled at. So we'll walk over by the main area and see what's going on over there. So yeah, the tennis courts are definitely open. There's no closed sign. It just says wear a face mask like everything else. What's funny, and I pointed this out, well, I didn't point it out in this video, but another video, is they still have the water fountains just openly open. So if anybody were to go up, I mean, they're just germs, right? No big deal. But I've seen that at a couple parks where they haven't had those blocked off or covered. So I don't know. Oh, look, there's a lizard. Let's say hi. They're one of the indigenous species here. I'll have to look up the science. Oh, he's getting mad. I'll have to look up the scientific name. Some sort of a knoll, but they're all over the place here. So if you like lizards and frogs, there's a ton here. And butterflies. So the funny thing is this resort has the Electric Eel Arcade, which is closed. But they have the bumper pool, the foosball, and the ping pong table open. You can get, there's the exercise room, and then there's one of the bathrooms. You can get the balls and the paddles and whatnot from the community hall, which is open. But here is where the arcade is, and they have it completely blocked off. You can't even get in there. And what they have now is when you get a drink, an attendant, you can see him right there, actually get your drink. So the walk-up and self-serve drinks, you can no longer self-serve. So you have to go around here, and one of the attendants will get it for you. And where the arcade is, it's closed. So there's 2 arcades at this resort. They're both closed. The ferry dock is also closed. I think it takes you to Disney Springs. I'm not sure where. I would have liked to have done it. But this is kind of that beachy resort kind of feel that I guess this is known for. Like I said, it's a bit out of the way depending on where you're staying. But if you're in one of those resorts over there, one of the rooms, it's nice and close. So it's a short walk. If you're like us and you're way down that way, it's not so close. That guy's got a cool shirt. And then this is Olivia's. I walked past that earlier. Face masks are not required when dining and when stationary. Same rules for the park. There's your check-in. And this is the Conch Flats General Store. And if you are watching this and you plan on going to any of the Disney parks, all of the 2020 merchandise is buy one, get one free, and you get an annual pass holder discount if you're a pass holder. So we did stock up on that. This is the bell service, some of the signs. This is the main area you come into when you arrive. This is the main bus stop here, and there's several throughout the park, or I should say the resort. There's South Point, there's Turtle Pond, there's, God, what are the other ones? I believe there's 4 or 5, and then there's the main one here. So they're spaced out pretty good. I showed in the video, it's only like a 3-minute walk where we are, so that's not too bad. But this main area here, where basically kind of everything is, like I said, it's easily a 10-15 minute walk, which you're probably like, hey man, you're being lazy, but I don't know, I'm just so used to opening my door and walking 2 minutes down to the lobby and everything being right there. There's a big parking lot. They got 30-minute parking when you check in and stuff like that. So I'm gonna hop back in the car and I'll show you a little bit more of the resort. All right, so I'll do another POV shot here. So if you were checking in and then they gave you your map, this is a basic rundown of where all of the I don't want to call them cabanas, I guess apartments. I don't know what you would call them exactly. To my immediate right is 11 through 14. I'm gonna let this lady cross because I'm a nice guy. So there's 11 through 14. So if you get those, lucky ducky, because that's a great location. Straight ahead here, blowing through the sign, oh, Disney Express is gonna whack my car, is 15 through 22 is straight ahead. And there's also, this takes you to the 60s, which loops all the way around. So if you get the 60s, don't get too excited because you're way in the back. So again, this is the main area right here. This is where we just left. Slow down for this crosswalk because there's always people that are walking right here. But it is more, to me, it's more like a timeshare resort. It's not like your typical Disney resort, and I think that's because it, you know, was from 1991 is when this was built. So it's definitely spaced out. Here is 23 through 26. So if you get 23 through 26, that's a good sign. Peninsular, is that how you say it? Peninsular Road, that's one of the other bus stops. So there's one bus stop there. Here's 27, that's another good location because you can see right across, boom, you got the main area. And then coming up here is 28 and 29, so again, another good location, not too far. They do have a fire pit over there. I didn't point that out. I think it's closed though, because of COVID. But yeah, 29s are really nice. I mean, you still get that water view, which is kind of nice. There's this whole canal area. And then coming up here, 45 through 56, and then if you bang a right here, which is where I go. So if you were to go down, if you were in the 40s, that's even further down. So I would try to not request to be in there because you're even further down than I am. That loops all the way around to the back, so that's a little bit further. But mine's deeper, where we are in the high 30s, so it's probably about the same. This kind of bands out this way, and this shoots down deeper. So here we have buildings 30 through 31. You're getting further away from the main hospitality center. You can see some of those areas over there. Near the golf course, there's another tennis court I just whipped past. Here is these are rooms 32, sorry. Here is the Turtle Pond bus stop, that's the one we get on. Vacation homes 32 through 33, which we just went past. Those are the ones I'm passing right now. You basically come up to this stop sign here, go around this roundabout, and make an immediate right, and that's where we are. So now here you have 36 through 40 and 41 through 44. So we're gonna go down this way because we're in 38. So 41 through 44, you kind of go that way. We're gonna come down here because that's where we are. This is building 36 on my right. And then obviously 37 and then 38. So I guess the bonus to this is you're in a roundabout, you know, so it's kind of a dead end. And it's definitely a lot more isolated. You get a view of the golf course and some of the water, which is kind of nice, but it's just really far from the hospitality house. So there we are, 38. Am I getting it? Yep. So I'll park and show you a little bit more. All right, so this is where we are staying, building 38. As I said, the resort is very spaced out. However, one of the downsides to this resort is there's no elevators. So if you are a family with a stroller, try to request a bottom floor, because if not, you will be walking up and down these stairs with a stroller. As it is with the luggage, it was a huge hassle. You can imagine packing for 2 adults and then 3 kids, and then everything that comes with it, having a full kitchen and everything, all the groceries, all your luggage and everything, hauling them up and down these stairs. So that is definitely one thing that stinks is not having an elevator. It would be nice if they could somehow implement an elevator and upgrade this, but definitely one huge downside. If you're hauling a lot of stuff, you got to lug it up and down these stairs, so that's one thing that does stink. All right, so here's one of the good, bad, and ugly at Old Key West. This couch, rock hard. This is one of the hardest couches I think I've ever sat on. Super stiff, super hard, whereas this one, oh, nice and soft, so nice. This one, rock hard. So, I don't know, maybe these just people weren't sitting in them, but these, super hard. Good and the bad and the ugly. These shade things, it takes 9 years to put them up and down. Come on, Disney, you're a $1 billion company. Get normal shades, takes forever. Good and bad and the ugly, part whatever, 57. Way too many light switches. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's way too many light switches, and there's probably more I'm missing. There's switches that do nothing. Oh, that was a delay on that one. Okay, that one works. Refurbishments. Come on, Disney. Wasted space. In today's modern age, stackable dryers. You could easily throw this washer and dryer in this closet, make it a stackable. And then this could be a whole nother room. You could throw some bunk beds in here, maybe have it be an area for a pack and play, throw a TV on the wall, make 4 more points off the room, call it a 1.5 bedroom villa or 2 bedroom or something like that. This tub, although it looks cool, wasted space. I mean, 2 bathrooms like this right next to each other, you're still fighting over to get in and out of the bathroom. I think if you have 2 bathrooms, you should have 2 toilets. That's just my opinion though. Good, the bad, and the ugly. Loudest toilets on the planet. We could hear every single person flushing their toilet every time they flush their toilet at this resort. It was insane. So, Old Key West, loudest toilets on the planet. All right, well that's it. I hope you liked that little tour that we gave you there. This is basically just my my final thoughts on the resort. Just some of the things that I had touched on in the video. I know what some of you might be thinking, you know, hey, you might be being a little nitpicky and kind of, you know, digging a little deep, but this is just honest feedback. You know, this is our first time staying at the resort, and the reality is there are millions of people that stay at that resort every year, and a lot of the time it's people's first time stay, and there isn't enough in-depth and I think honest feedback on some of these resorts. Yes, they're great resorts, but again, some people drop a ton of money on these resorts, and things like stiff beds or not having elevators and things like that can really make or break you know, someone's stay, or you know, change their experience from a good one to a bad one. Now ours in no situation or no case at all was bad. It was just different. You know, we our last 3 stays, you know, we stayed at Pop Century, Coronado Springs, and Animal Kingdom Lodge. You know, now that we're DVC, we're staying at the more, you know, exclusive resorts, the deluxe resorts, and this one was just a little bit different. You know, compared to Animal Kingdom Lodge, you know, Old Key West, it's a lot more spaced out. You know, it's different. It's more resort cottage style, which, it's nice, but it's not nice. If you're looking for that solitude, that isolation, that quiet, serene setup, it's fantastic for that. I guess it was okay with us because we had 3 screaming kids, but it was different. Everything's different right now at Disney, you know, with the coronavirus and with the closures and with everything that's going on. It was very difficult. There were a lot of things closed at the resort. We love doing the arcades. You know, going to the gym and having to wear a mask. I'm not used to doing that. You know, the self-service things being down, there's just a lot of closures, a lot of separation. The ferries, we were looking forward to doing the ferries. You can rent boats at the resort. You couldn't do any of that. That was all closed. So there was some minor letdown at the resort. That's not necessarily Disney's fault, but it just kind of stunk. So I don't think we were able to really get the full experience of what Old Key West is and was. However, I do feel Old Key West is in dire need of a refurbishment. Like I said, it's more set up of a cottage style, and I just feel like it lacks that Disney magic. I know that Old Key West is supposed to make you feel like you're in the Keys, and it does, but there's no Disney feel there. There's just a lack of decor. That element of, you know, that Disney magic isn't there, and that's really why we personally stay at those resorts, because we like to feel like we're at Disney even when we're at the resort. I think right now Disney's just trying to regroup. You know, financially they've lost a lot of money, and I think they're just trying to ease back into it. So right now is a very tough time, you know, to stay at Disney. Like I said, the resort by no means is bad. It's just different. It was one of the first DVC, I think it was the first DVC resort built along with Saratoga Springs. So they're more kind of like an old school, and you can tell just from the setup, but that's why I just showed simple, you know, little things like the shades and the light switches. Maybe that's why the toilets are so loud, the plumbing's old. I just think there could be things that are updated a little bit more to make it feel a little bit more magical and come more up to speed. I will say though that the outlets do have the USB plugs in them, so they have obviously done some sort of refurbishment to there to kind of modernize them, obviously the big TVs and things like that. Like I said, it's not a bad resort. For what you get for the space and the points, if you're a DVC member, it's absolutely fantastic. From a price point, I think if you're buying out of pocket, it's around $400 a night for that 1-bedroom villa if you're a Florida resident. If you're non-Florida, it's around $600. It's pretty pricey. But if you know, put that into perspective of some of the other deluxe resorts. I know Animal Kingdom Lodge, when we stayed in a Savannah View deluxe studio, and that was, I want to say, $378 a night. Now we're DVC, so we didn't pay that, but that is, you know, $400 is a good chunk of money for just a small little deluxe studio with half a kitchen, a little kitchenette. You know, we had a full-size kitchen, full-size everything, so that's not a bad price point. Nowadays, you can't really even touch a hotel for less than $178, $200, and that's just a little rinky-dinky little hotel. So, like everything, the price goes up. You know, I think, like I said, right now Disney, they're going through so much with having to get rid of employees, and, you know, refurbishments may not be on the top of their list for the resorts. The parks are going through so many refurbishments and changes. It's just a tough time for them now. It's not to discredit the resort. Hopefully it's on the to-do list. It is a nice resort though, you know, it's just, if you don't stay in that little circular bubble area right near the main hub, you know, you could be finding yourself, you know, taking a trolley or driving your car just to get back and forth. So that was kind of a bummer, because we're used to just walking down to the lobby, or, you know, walking 5 minutes to the gym or going to the gift shop. It is very spaced out, so that was a little bit disappointing. The elevators, that did kind of stink. Luckily we had our car right there, so we just put our stroller in the car and grabbed it every day. The bus systems weren't too bad, so there were still some nice things. It was very quiet and serene. You know, it's a very laid-back resort. Just think it needs a little bit of updates and whatnot, but other than that, it is a really nice resort. In all reality, we will be visiting again when everything is full and open, because we would like to experience the arcade, more of the pool amenities, the ferry and the boat rentals, things like that. So there are a lot of things that we didn't get to experience when we were at the resort, that hopefully we'll be able to the next time we go. That's pretty much it. Overall, Disney's Old Key West, I am giving it 1 thumb up and half a thumb. Like I said, The biggest drawback for me was just how spaced out and how far away it was. If we had stayed in a room that was a little bit closer, it would definitely be 2 thumbs up. I'm not really giving, the half a thumb isn't in regards to the closures. That's kind of out of their control. But the resort is very nice, so I do encourage you guys to, you know, if you're looking for a nice, serene, calm resort with a lot of space, it is a great option for you, whether you're a DVC member or you're just looking for a nice, spacious resort to stay at close to Disney property. But overall, like I said, the resort was very nice. It was very serene. It was very low key and, you know, very laid back. Despite, you know, having to kind of travel to that central hub area, you know, to go to the gift shop, the gym, the pool, things like that. It was just very peaceful. It was very quiet, despite our 3 screaming children. You know, it was pretty quiet. Like I said, the toilet system, I don't know, maybe Disney could update their plumbing, but in all reality, it really is a great resort. We will go back to Old Key West and visit it to experience all of the amenities when everything is back to being full and open, hopefully soon. Just because there were just some things. I mean, we like to do the arcade. I would have liked to have done the ferry. Like I said, it just, the whole Disney experience in general, it's there, but it's not there just because of what's going on. So, you know, we're really looking forward to 2021. Hopefully everything will kind of just, you know, work itself out and get back to normal, and we can all get to our happy place and really just get back to normal life again, you know. But that's pretty much it, guys. Like I said, thanks again for viewing. If you like this channel and the content that we've been putting out, please click the like and subscribe. I will have another video up hopefully this week, basically of all 4 parks. Just what's going on, current closures, refurbishments, you know, COVID updates, just, again, my experience and my feedback of the Disney parks. They are my opinion. You may agree with them, you may not. I think a lot of people are going to Disney and kind of having the same opinions and facing the same struggles as we are. So be on the lookout for that video. It should be out this week. And of course, we'll have more, you know, 3D print videos and fun videos and cool stuff coming out, Disney related, Marvel related, Star Wars, all kinds of stuff. So be on the lookout for those videos. If you are subscribed, click the notification bell to be notified when new videos come up. If you're not subscribed, please like and subscribe, because like I said, we'll have a lot more content. So that's pretty much it for now, guys. I'm gonna get going to doing some things, but I thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.